So I guess kind of first, just kind of the initial thoughts, what you wanted to get done today and what you feel like you accomplished.
I mean, we're really on a set script, so we knew exactly who was going to get what plays. We were chopping off. Whenever that seventh play ended, the next group came in. So we talked to the team this morning. It was about discipline. It was about execution. It was about fundamentals. So I love doing a scrimmage on practice 6. A lot of people don't, but I just want to get our base stuff as clear as we can. So I thought there was some really good things. I thought the defense started really, really fast, got an early takeaway, really set the tone for the scrimmage. Then I love the offense counter-punching back. But who can make a play? Who can, instead of tagging off, who gets that player down? Who can rush the passer? It was a fundamental day, and I thought we accomplished that really well and played semi-clean for the first day.
How are things kind of coming along from your vantage point, standing 10 yards behind the offense and kind of getting the hang of that?
It's good. It's good. Flipping back and forth, kind of directing a little bit, hearing the offensive call, seeing the defensive signals, kind of putting all the pieces together. So biggest thing as a head coach perspective on days like this, you don't want to have any injuries, and I thought we came out really clean. And you want to have the ability to just go out there and make some plays and kind of separate. And our guys knew that today, and I thought they did it. We want a competitive atmosphere, and I thought we saw that today.
I'm going to kind of play Jamie's role here, but do you like the juice players?
The juice player today. And this is someone I've been tracking for a while. He's done an amazing job through 6 practices on our defense. You saw it today making a couple sacks was Ram Stevenson. I think his ceiling is really, really high to give us that juice, right, off the edge. And then someone had been playing tough, and it's hard to be a freshman. Right, the best part about being a freshman is that next year you're a sophomore. But Javinsky Schlenbaker, had the big run, ran physical, caught some balls, responded from a tough practice in practice 5, and that's what we need to do, and just really proud of him.
You said defense set the tone a little bit early. Obviously, offense bounced back a little bit more. What was kind of defense doing to maybe throw the offense off the rhythm a little bit there early?
I think our third down stuff and getting off the field, I think is challenging and creating different looks. But anytime you can affect the passer, right, and those 4 guys up front, that's why we run a 4 down front. They have to affect the passer, the number 1 guys that turns the ball over. I thought Cam early on wasn't settled with his feet, a little anxious with his throws. Got one to sail, make the play. So it starts up front. And I thought those guys really set the tone for the day.
You're talking about quarterbacks. Are there any quarterbacks besides Cam so far that's really impressed you in camp?
Yeah, Emmett Brown. Emmett still should be in high school. He's an early enrollee, a little undersized, really, not recruited to the level I think he should be. And he's done one heck of a job really battling for our 2 spot. The ball really comes out just like you would expect as a freshman. You get to that point and he's swimming a little bit. And then Vic and X, between those 3, I really got to watch the tape today. We're trying to work through some separation out of those 3 guys and see who takes the reins. But I think they're starting to understand what this offense takes. And all 3 of those guys will be in heavy competition all the way through fall.
Hey, Coach, I know you talked about setting the tone on both sides of the ball throughout spring camp, and defense looked like they came out strong today, but it seems they died off just a little bit. How do you expect to keep those guys going throughout a full game?
Well, I think the biggest thing, the scrimmages, you want them to be a flow of the game. Like I always talk to our guys about punch, counter punch. I think they punched right away, and then they got punched back, and I think there's an effort level to it. There's a flow of scrimmages, sometimes offense, defense, special teams, that's hard to get into. You might have to wait 35 reps before you get in, but when your moment comes, you have to be ready. And it was good for Dean and Nick and our specialists to go kind of in a game day mentality of getting 6 kicks through a couple of hours. So, I don't necessarily know. It's hard to sustain that momentum. One thing we really love to talk about is starting fast and then finishing strong. So we'll check the tape and kind of see how that went today.
Sorry, I just brain farted for a second. But a lot of the veteran players were kind of sitting out or not getting as much play. Did anyone show or impress you with leadership today and kind of showing that they could do stuff other than just the play on the field?
I think that's a big part of it. I'm glad you asked. R.J. Stone, really from the team meeting at 9 a.m. this morning, he just had it, and he knew he wasn't going to get all those reps today, but that's what leadership is. It's in those moments you got to find a way to be engaged, to celebrate it, and I love it. Okay, we're 100 plays into a scrimmage. The offense scores a touchdown, and they're sprinting down there to celebrate it together. Like, those are the moments when a lot of teams could have been checked out. It really reveals your character. So, to your point, I thought a lot of those guys really stood out today and just They have energy for their teammates. And it's hard to be happy when other people are making plays, right? But that's what really team is about, and I think that's what we're about.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Just kind of on that same note, was it kind of a point to, get the guys who are pretty solidified, like Stones and Jackson and Henley,
absolutely.
Get them just a couple of series?
When we do scrimmages, we'll always have a scripted portion of it that's tagged so those guys go through the rhythm of, pre-practice, warm-up, play. And then, it comes to a point where guys can only take so many hits. And once you're proven, we want to get you to game day. And game day is a long ways away. And spring is for everybody, right, to get reps, to see what they can do, to show the work that they've put in. And, that's kind of how we want to do it and make sure we always get our best, guys to the game. And we're a long ways from that. So get a lot of guys reps.
And how would you assess Cam Ward's play today?
It was good. And here's what I love. Cam's a competitor. In that moment, I called the sack. He's like, Coach, I would have got out of that. So it's one of those things. It's, it's not live. What I love to see was Cam bounce back from early adversity. And, to our point before, that's when leadership grows, right? And you say, hey, these guys, I'm with you, right? I might make a mistake. He was saying that one's on me. He came back, responded, I thought had a great back half of the scrimmage. So those are the little pieces that we'll consistently look for, and that's that position, the number one position in sports.
And there's a couple of guys. Do you have any updates on Stribling and Smith Wade and Langford?
Yeah, all those things are just small little injuries, little tightness, little hamstrings, little this and that. So we wanted to hold them today, and hopefully all three will be back on Tuesday.